Good morning, vlog. It's Monday. And this is really one of my favorite shirts, and I actually won it in what's called a first in line 60-second club deal that Gary Vaynerchuk puts on his Instagram. Basically, the deal is if he makes an Instagram post and you comment on it within the first 60 seconds, then he'll choose one of the comments for a little surprise and delight type deal. And I was able to catch his eye, and so I won this t-shirt. And it's using one of his sayings that I was on a kick on for a little bit, where it's basically just suffocating excuses. So what if it's Monday, and what are you gonna do about it? What's next? The weekend's gone, and what? You had somebody called you ugly on the internet, and I grew up with an abusive, alcoholic father or mother, and so basically the idea is some bad stuff may have happened in your life, or you may be in some crappy situation right now, but I mean, you still have your life. You still have that chance to go out there and do something and make something of it. So stop finding excuses and just do. I got into a little bit of a zone writing my blog post that I've been working on for a while, and I'm probably going to be a few minutes late to work, unfortunately. But not really. It's a little gray area on when I can get into the office, but my wife will not be happy that I'm leaving this late, but I love her anyway. Coming into work today, and there was just a crazy amount of fog that was on the bridge as I was coming over. Got me to thinking, doing just a little PSA. Whenever you encounter fog, just turn on your low lights and whatnot. I know a lot of vehicles nowadays have the capability to turn on just automatically when you turn on the vehicle. But just in case you have one of those older vehicles like I do, I realized it while I was going over the bridge. Man, I can't really see that far ahead of me to the other vehicles. Not even 4 car lengths down. It was that thick. And just to have those red lights on the taillights to show you, hey, there's a car here, is really helpful when you're out there and driving. I forgot my lunch at home today, so I'm just not going to eat a lunch, and that's okay, because I've been doing this whole intermittent fasting thing, trying to go as late as I can without having lunch, and then just eating all my calories for the day within a certain hour time span for the rest of the day. So I'm just gonna consider this an extended fast and save some money and eat food when I get home. And since I do have some extra time to just kill before I go back to work, I'm going to use it as an opportunity to create a little bit more content like here, and maybe work on writing my blog post a little bit more, trying to at least get one out. I have a whole series that pertain just to how to start a podcast, get a podcast up and running, but I have multiple verticals that I can hit, like how to start a podcast on a paper thin budget, how to start a podcast if you have a little bit of money, what services might be the best to use, how to start a podcast if you're a business, if you're a nonprofit, just drawing on the experiences that I've had and creating as much content as I can, and then distributing that wherever. And on that subject of creating content and putting it out there, I was able to have a few conversations with a few friends today that were trying to help build up their organization's website. And something that I wanted to instill on them is that, when you're making this website for your organization, for your physical location, you have to go into it with the mindset that the front page is either your storefront. It is the front of your organization. You may have a physical location that people drive by every day, but people aren't going to be paying attention to your physical location. They're going to be paying attention and judging you on what your website looks like, mostly. So you want to make sure you're making a good impression online and providing all the information that you can up front, and make your website as easy to navigate as possible and be as informative as possible to engage your visitors. If you want to encourage them to come to your business, if you want to encourage them to come to your location, or subscribe to your podcast, or visit your YouTube page and watch the videos that you're putting up there weekly, whatever. You need to have a nice, engaging central website that people that you can have as your home base and people can go to and reference, because you'll get a lot more engagement from Google search engine results than just somebody driving down the highway and looking over and being like, that's a building, and then going back to looking at their phone, even if they're driving. So that's just my 2 cents on that for this Monday. I'm going to go find a nice place to sit down and just start typing out my blog. Stayed at work a little bit later than I'd like, but I have a project on Wednesday that I need to get done and finished for work. So yeah, it's a little bit crunch time. My wife is very understanding. I'm very thankful for her to have the patience and understanding of me coming home later than she likes, but it's just something that needs to get done. So thanks, sweetheart. Amanda's helping me by sorting out these baseball cards, separating them into teams while I'm multitasking. Oh, they're breaking up. No, they're stuck together. That's not good. And while Amanda's separating the cards, I am doing some multitasking on my side, editing the podcast for this week, upcoming release on Wednesday, and then also uploading my next couple of vlogs and making sure those are scheduled. 2 hours later. Woohoo! Finally exporting it to the MP3 for Pastorati to review earlier than expected. Always a surprise. Podcast is done and edited, submitted for review. Now to just wait on approval to come back. And I already have it scheduled just in anticipation of approval to be released on Wednesday. But in case I get some feedback to edit something out, then I'll just pause the release and edit and re-release later. But with that, I will bid the internet a good night and until tomorrow.